One. Hello everyone, welcome to our new season's Beer Garden Chat, and today I'm very happy to see Steve again. How are you, the right man?
I'm fine, thank you, Shireen. How are you? Are you keeping well?
Yes, thank you. I'm good too. And then last season we and also with Chris and Mark for some times we host a very successful preview show on YouTube, and I received a lot of positive comments from the Hong Kong punters. So we are going to keep it for the new season. And then I will change a bit of this season's content of our episode. First of all, before talking about our tips, I would like to also have some recap for the last meeting. Maybe we first talking about last meeting on Sha Tin last Sunday. There are some notable winners. We can see that, and we can see last time, Keaton was the best performance jockey. I know that Steve also picked some of the winners from Keaton, right?
Yes, it was. It really was a very enjoyable time, and it's just nice to see Sha Tin back, because I have missed it for the last 2 months, that's for sure. Yes, I thought Caris was fantastic. I thought Naboo Attack was very interesting. A big giant of a horse, and once he got daylight, he really motored, didn't he? And the end, he beat Lucky Patch, although it was by one length. He beat him quite convincingly, and of course, then we had. We also had Ezra as well, which I was happy to tip up Ezra for Tony Millard. So Caris Teaton was in very good form.
Yeah, sure. We can see last meeting, Keaton scored a hat-trick. And so currently, he is now the leading jockey for with 3 winners. While for the trainers, that David Hayes was the best performance on the season opener. Apart from Naboo Attack that we just discussed before, he also had another new horse that was quite impressive. That is Nervous Weakness. Both of them are Naboo Attack and Nervous Weakness. They are quite big in size. They are quite strong, quite powerful. So Steve, do you think that Nervous Weakness was quite impressive last Sunday?
Yes, I did. I thought he looked the part. Yes, I thought he was very nice. I also thought California Deep Shot was also very nice in the last race. So yes, it's difficult, isn't it, when you start the new season to find what trainers and what jockeys are hot. But at least we know that David Hayes and Caris Teaton have hit the ground running, and they're in excellent form.
Yes, and for us, the Hong Kong punters, we are quite happy to see that there are some new rising stars to have some good performance. And maybe we talk about the jockeys. One jockey that I think that we have to mention about him, that is Luke Ferraris. We all know that he is the son of David Ferraris. Hong Kong punters know him well, but his performance on last Sunday, actually, some of the punters will say that it was quite a bit disappointed because he rode 6 horses, but he didn't finish any winner. But on Wednesday night, we see that Luke will have 7 mounts. So how about Steve? Will you consider any of his horse on Wednesday night?
I haven't actually considered. I haven't actually picked any of his horses. But it's not because I don't rate the jockey. I actually thought he rode some good races on Sunday. He's a brand new jockey to these shows. I thought Parterre, for instance, his horses were also big prices. So we're talking 80 to 1, 110 to 1. So he was not on a Joe Moreira short-priced horse. And then Parterre was 40 to 1. And for a small moment, it looked like he was possibly going to win. And I read the Racing Post analysis, and it said ridden clear. And it almost sounded like he had become too excited and gone prematurely for victory. And looking at the ride, I thought he gave it a good ride. He was on the rails. He eased himself into the front, and he was just overhauled close home and ended up 5th. Parterre at 40 to 1. So although I haven't picked any of his horses this time, it's not because I don't think he's a good jockey. I think he is, and I just didn't like the actual the horses that he was on. But I think they have chances. Aurora Pegasus, for instance, has a good chance. The top weight, has an interesting chance, and I believe that's in race 4. He's got a very good chance on that one, and I wouldn't rule him out.
Absolutely, yes. Luke is just a 19-year-old. He is a very young guy, and this time I think that Aurora Pegasus in race 4, the first leg of the Triple Trio, has a chance. But to be honest, I don't think it is a very likely a winner. But this horse should perform well under Luke, and I'm quite looking forward to his performance on Wednesday night. And I also hope that he, after some times, he will get more quality rides, and then so that he will have some good performance. So let's move on to talk about this Wednesday's Triple Trio.
Yeah.
The first leg will be in race 4, a class 4 over 6 furlong. Steve, which horse do you like here?
Well, I thought this was very tricky, and I think any horse could win, but I went for Red Brick Fighter. It's not original, but he won readily over course and distance, 2 runs back under today's rider Matthew Poon, who's always a very good jockey. He was drawn 10 that day. It's always difficult to overcome a high gate, so he deserves a lot of credit for winning. He's closely matched with the top-rate Aurora Pegasus last time when they filled the frame behind the progressive Fireball. It's a difficult race. Luke Ferraris has a chance on Aurora Pegasus. I think a bigger threat may be the likely raced Fortune Carrier under Zach Purton, but I'm going to go for course and distance form and take Red Brick Fighter.
Actually, I like this horse quite well. We know that his form last season was quite good. But apart from this horse in this race, I would like to choose Red Majesty. This horse will be ridden by Keres, and Keres, we just discussed, he is quite on form recently. And this horse will make his seasonal debut on Wednesday night. We see that the difference is the distance is quite different from last season, because Red Majesty was a winner over 1650 at Happy Valley last season. But I think that after the summer, this horse improved a lot with some good performance during the track work. And I think this horse still has a chance to improve, especially now at the current rating of 49. He still has rooms to improve. So I think that maybe for the first up for the season, shorten the distance to 6 furlong is also quite a good decision. So I'm keen on number 8, Red Majesty, and in this race, Steve will be keen on number 4, Red Brick Fighter. And then the second leg of the Triple Trio will be in race 5, class 4 over 5 furlong. Steve, what is your pick here?
Well, trainer David Hayes has hit the ground running this season with 3 winners on day 1, and I've gone for Infinity Win. He was narrowly denied on debut at Shatin over this trip. And Hayes has booked Purton, and from gate 6, I'm taking him to go 1 better this time. There are many dangers, including Just Steed, who doesn't have a very good win record, but he has countless very good performances. And they've booked the Joe Moreira, the Magic Man, this time. But I still think that Just Steed is more of a place proposition. And I'm hoping that Infinity Win can win on his second start.
Okay. Yes, Infinity Win is also a horse quite big in size, just like we just discussed the Bull Attack and Nervous Weakness, also trained by David Hayes. So I'm quite looking forward to Infinity Win as well. For this way, I'm keen on number 1, Joyful Win. He is having a better price, but I still think that this horse has quite a good chance here. This horse is sired by Shooting to Win, and as this sire does, most of their sons can have better performance when they turn 4-year-old. We can see that last meeting on the season opener at Shatin, there were 2 horses that from Australia, 4-year-old this season, scored a winner. So I'm quite looking forward to Joyful Win on Wednesday night. And last season, this horse scored 2 winners over this course and distance. So he knows the distance and course quite well. Harry Bentley takes the ride this time. He had quite a good gallop with this horse recently. So I think that number 1, Joyful Win has quite good chance here. And Steve in this race is keen on number 4, Infinity Win. And then for the last leg of the Triple Trio, race 6, Class 3 over 16 meters. There is not a big field here, only a field of 10. Steve, which horse is your pick?
Well, Caris Teeton and Tony Millard combined to win at Châtillon-Isère, and I'm taking the Admirable Gallant Crown. He's got an impressive strike rate of 4 wins from 13. All the wins have come over this course and distance. I think his rating of 67 still looks very workable, and I'm hoping he can make it back-to-back wins after signing off last season with a victory under Matthew Poon.
Yeah, definitely. Gallant Crown is quite a course and distance expert here. And here, I think this race, although the field is not big, but I think it is quite tricky. So I will go to Joe Morera's ride, number 4, Indicative Votes. This horse is a maiden in Hong Kong, but after last season, I think that this horse is becoming more and more mature. And also with his rating dropped to now 71, I think he is competitive here, especially jumping from Gates 1, and Joe Morera finally takes the ride because he trained this horse during the track work for many times since last season, but this is his first time riding this horse to race. So I hope that Indicative Vote can break the maiden in Hong Kong with Joe Morera. So in race 6, the final leg of the Triple Trail, my pick will be number 4, Indicative Vote, and Steve is keen on number 6, Gallant Crown. So after the Triple Trail, the 3 legs we just discussed, Steve, do you have any best bets for the whole meeting on Wednesday?
Well, my best bet is in race 9, and I always like the last race because it keeps the dream alive until the very, very end of the meeting. So I like Decisive 12. He's a remarkably consistent horse. He's won twice this year, and he finished second to Classic Porsche. Classic Porsche is a very nice horse. I think he's underestimated in some ways. He was second to Classic Porsche on his final start of last season. Alexis Bedell, a talented French jockey, retains the ride. And I'm taking him to win for the 3rd time from the Plum Draw in Gate 1. It's a very competitive sprint, but the likes of Harriet Jet, he's now a 10-year-old. He's not getting any better at that age. And I just think that Decisive 12 is still on an upward curve. And I'm taking him as my best bet of the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Steve's best bet will be in the final race, race 8, number 4, Decisive 12. And for my best bet is it is in the final leg of the Triple Trail, race 6. Number 4, Indicative Vote will be my best bet for the night because I think that this time he has the golden chance to win because from Gate 1 and also with Joe Morera on board, he has quite good chance here because I think that recently on the barrier trial and at the track work, we can see that Indicative Vote is now very fit. So I hope he can break the maiden on Wednesday night with Joe Morera. So thank you very much, Steve, for your time. And remember to follow us on Twitter, and we will put our Twitter on the description so you can click to see more about our selection. Remember to follow us. Thank you, Steve, again for your time, and see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Hello， 大家好啊！歡迎大家收睇新一季嘅 Be a Garden Chat。今季開始啦，都會繼續有呢個節目嘅，都係集中同大家咧分析一下星期3晚香港呢邊嘅夜馬賽事嘅。不過今一季開始啦，都想即係加強多啲同大家嘅互動啊，就係同大家一齊玩遊戲啦，對馬嘅環節啊。如果大家有睇開上季嘅呢個節目嘅話咧，大家都知道啦，我同埋另外2位主持啦，都會係咧揀到一匹咧，即係叫做全日重心啊，我哋嘅 nap 啊。咁如果咧你哋咧就即係當中啦有啲乜嘢馬你哋中意嘅話咧，都係歡迎你哋咧喺影片嗰個留言嗰度啦，留低你嘅一隻全日馬膽，就係同我哋對馬。咁啊玩法方面啦，就會都幾簡單嘅啫。對馬當然啦，第1名過終點就代表贏啦。咁如果啦即係大家都一齊啦，成全晚裏面啦，同時間嘅頭馬都贏晒嘅話咧，咁啊點計咧？當然係計派彩啦，派彩高啲嗰位咧就會係勝出嘅。咁如果再講落去，都去到一模一樣嘅話咧，咁呢啲特殊嘅情況，又或者有其他暫時未諗到有啲咩特 特殊嘅情況發生，當然啦就會係我話事嘅，咁到時咧再決定去點樣做啦。咁當然啦，贏咗嘅話咧，每個月裡面咧我都會揀選咧一位贏得最犀利嘅參賽者一啲嘅觀眾，睇下會係邊位贏得最多啦。咁到時咧就會有一份禮物送俾大家嘅，就由本人親自購買嘅禮物啊。咁暫時買咩就未諗到，到時咧如果你哋贏咗呢個比賽咧，就會知道到時我會揾你啦，睇下點樣咧將份禮物咧交到去你手上嘅。咁大家啦，記得留言話俾我聽咧，你今日嘅全日馬單係啲乜嘢啦？咁啊講下我同阿 Steve 今次嘅嗰個嘅全日重心啦。我嘅全日心水就係第6場嘅4號啊，幸福人民。至於阿 Steve 頭先我都有講到啦，就係第8場嘅4號啊，12馬。咁睇睇啦，你哋睇下會揀啲咩馬咧？你揀同一場又得，又或者係揀啲其他場次又得嘅。咁總之啦，以第1名過終點就為之係勝出。如果係一齊贏晒嘅話咧，就係鬥多嘅派彩。咁所以咧，越冷門越好啊！你都可以參考下我哋啦。幸福人民12馬攞嚟咧，同你哋一齊對馬。